Welcome back to the Saving Sally channel. I'm Jason, and of course this is Sally. Now I've drug her out of the garage today, giving her a little rudimentary wash off, not a complete detail. I just wanted her to look good on camera. Well, let me just skip all the nonsense and just give you what this video is about. And at its most basic, this is an update video. I'm just going to share some of the challenges that we faced in trying to do what I wanted to do with this car. And it's a plea for some advice. I would love to hear what my audience thinks that I should do to move forward. And there's probably going to be a few other things sprinkled in there, but let's just get right into it. The project has been stalled. Now, some of you have been following since I picked this car up and started gathering these parts for the restore. But, the big milestone for me was always going to be, let's get the engine in there, let's get the transmission swapped, and let's give this car a drive. Have it feel like a much more powerful version of what it was originally meant to be, but still daily drivable if you wanted to do that. And, the number one ingredient for that was going to be the engine. Although this engine that's in here now still does start up and still runs, it does smoke. The warmer the engine gets, the less dependable as it seems to become. This old 305 that's in here is tired, and it's time. I just don't want to go back with a 305, but I will. The original intent that I had was to go in with a 383 stroker and the first TPI intake. That if you missed that video, you can go back and watch those and see what the plan was. The problem that I ran into was when I started trying to get someone to burn a chip. So if you don't know, these cars, you don't just plug in a computer and do a program. These cars have to have a chip burned that cannot be changed once it's in the car. So you kind of have to get it right the first time. There's not many people left in the country who still do it, and pretty much everybody universally were asking me questions that I didn't have the answer to. For example, okay, what are the heads that are on your 383 stroker? Well, I did have that answer, but what we couldn't find were the flow numbers. It would say they're comparable to, and it would list several different heads. Those heads had different flow numbers. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that, and neither did the people burning the chips. I ended up getting hooked up with a guy through a series of recommendations. A recommendation from someone that I trust, that I think knows what they're talking about, of the guy who should do me a new engine for this car. That was the decision that was made, that I'm going to need a new engine with a known rotating assembly, with known compressions, with all of these questions known. He more or less said the same things that I'd been being told by other people, that I had a real challenge ahead of me if I was going to try to use the engine that I had in getting a chip to run on the car. His recommendation was to take the money that I had from selling the engine, of course pay him, and he would build me a new engine. Also to go ahead and ship him my intake, because he had a dyno and would get the engine on the dyno and run it a few times, and he would have a very, very good idea of what the chip parameters needed to be in order to get the proper tune for the engine he was going to build. Well, I got to tell you, I was beside myself excited, because for the first time since I started getting ready to put the engine in, I had a clear path forward, and man, I'm just going to tell you, I was pretty pumped. I was pumped. So, sent him a deposit, mailed him the intake, and waited. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I had read online a lot of reviews from his company were unhappy customers, but pretty much all of the unhappy customers were centered around it taking too long. So I was prepared for that. I knew going in this was going to be a long process. But I guess my patience, I'll be honest, my patience is not worn thin. I would still like to have the engine. My problem is that when you call now, it's just a busy signal. For months when you would call, it was, hey, we're moving. And with our move, we're behind. We're going to be behind until we get our new shop set up and blah, 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 blah. But now you call, it is literally just a busy signal. There's no email published, but there is a contact us, and you fill out something on their form and you send that. Those have gone unanswered. The voicemails that I left before the phone went dead, those have gone unanswered. And so that's the point of this video, I guess. I wanted to share with you, the audience, the frustrations that come with trying to restore a car. Now, I don't want to jump to any conclusions, but I think a logical conclusion would be to assume that they've probably gone under. And they've taken my money in my intake with them. I've made efforts on the forums, and you know, some people say no, they're still around. I've had people suggesting to me that I show up at their facility. They're just too far. It would take, you know, 2 days drive for me to get there. And what then? You know, what happens if I get there and no one comes to the door because they're out of business? Honestly, I don't know what action to take at this point. I really don't know. What I do know is that I'm left here with a car, with a dream, and now I have no engine. Looking at this car, every time I come in and out of my garage, it's there, and I just, you know, I just feel deflated. I don't know what to do. So here's what I'm thinking at this point. I am going to continue with the project, but my questions are, should I double down and try to find someone new who can build me a dependable engine, who can program me a dependable chip with the intake that I want to use, although my intake, I'd have to replace that as well, and get the car that I wanted? You know, I feel like that risks another setback, and I just don't know if I've got the stomach for that. You know, so I'm gonna need someone who can really come through. Option 2, do I just go simpler? I mean, after all, everything that I need to bring this car back to life is here. The original engine, although very tired, is still in there, and it does run, and I'm sure it could be rebuilt, but it is a 305. Maybe if I go that route, just get a 350 and put it in there, and, you know, 350 tunes should be easy to get the chip from. Probably find one in a junkyard or possibly an old Corvette. I don't know. But I got a feeling I could get a tune port engine out of a Corvette. They're widely available. You can buy these tune port injected Corvettes for under $3,000 or $4,000 that still run and drive. Pull that engine, have it rebuilt, put it in here. I'd have a chip. Maybe that's the direction that I should go. The risk there is that I wouldn't have built the car that I wanted. The reward there is that I would have a car to drive. So, you know, I'm asking you, if this were your project, what would you do? Let me know down in the comments, because I genuinely want some feedback here. Either way, this project is still on. I just don't know the direction we're going to take it. I just feel like I've come too far. I've had the car too long, and I have an emotional attachment to this car. I really, really want to get this car looking good and running good and feeling good. These things are great fun. So, you know, I guess I came on here to cry a little bit and to ask for your advice. And I guess part of me is also hoping that one of you are going to say, man, my neighbor is a fantastic tune port engine guy. Give him a call. And I'm hoping that guy's close to me, North Alabama. Anyway, I'm not going to name the company. I don't know what's happened. I don't know. For all I know, there's been a serious medical issue. So I don't want to just come out and trash someone. I am still trying to contact them. I still would like for them to build the engine because, you know, all of the frustration aside, they're said to be one of the best. And who wouldn't want their engine to be built by one of the best? They have a dyno. They had agreed to let me come and film the dyno. And I figured that would be a huge hit on the channel. You know, someone dyno testing an engine with a known build, with a chip program that we knew worked. If there was anybody else trying to fix one of these up, here was a recipe. I was convinced that would be a big hit for the channel. But here we sit with nothing to show for it as of today, except for a hole in my checking account and an empty spot on the shelf where my first TPI intake used to sit. So, I don't know that there was much to enjoy about this video, but I hope that you feel informed about the project. Until next time, this is Jason with Saving Sally, and I hope to see you in the next video.